U.S. Aging. Funded by the U.S. Administration for Community Living through a grant to U.S. Aging. Learn more at yougotthis.usaging.org.
It's time for the True Sports Card Show, the only 1 hour radio show that gives you the very latest in sports memorabilia news from around the world. Here are your hosts, industry expert Imran Pilati and Sacktown Sports 49ers insider Emil Fragoso.
What is good? True Sports Card Show back again. No Imran Pilati this week. He is off with the family, but it is me, Emil Fragoso, back after a little bit of a hiatus, a little bit of training camp. Niners are back. Football is back. And I'm, of course, joined by one of the biggest football fans in the world, biggest sport fans in the world, I'd say, Tim Shepler. Shep in the building.
Good morning. What's up, Emil? I'm glad to have you back.
I'm so glad to be back.
See, now that Imran's away, this is like when I always said when Big Shep plays, so we can have a lot of fun. Last week, he got very chatty. We were talking from the national. He was at the national, enjoying that, and it was I think interesting national. I didn't put this down in the notes, but just a quick recap. I from everybody I heard, I got a bunch of friends across the country that I kind of checked in with and asked, like, hey, how was your experience of the national? And they said, minus the traffic, the national, if you don't know, we talked about last week, is the largest card show.
Yes.
In I guess the world. I mean, North America. I mean, it's
the biggest one in the world. I'd say it's the world.
I mean, you have. I would say I don't know the numbers. Tens of thousands, at least, people made it through over the weekend. It was starts Wednesday, goes through Sunday. But I heard traffic was a thing, and there was a lot of people there. Yeah. So you know what though? What it shows me is that the hobby is healthy and happy, and doing well. So it's good to have Pete and Imran back from Cleveland. I think they're glad to be back from Cleveland. I don't think there's a lot to do in Cleveland.
I don't know of many people who are happy to be in Cleveland.
Like in the middle of the summer.
To leave Cleveland.
Yeah, like in the middle of the summer, it's like, hey, you're in Cleveland. I'm in Cleveland.
Yay! I don't know if I'd call it a destination card show. I'll just say that.
Well, there is a destination today, and that is True Sports Cards in Rockland at 661 Stanford Ranch. And the reason I tell you that is today is 2024 Topps Trading Card Day.
Yes.
So Topps does this thing, National Trading Card Day, and I think today's actually referred to as International Trading Card Day. The hobby's favorite holiday returns today, offering free packs of Topps cards for anybody who visits their local participating hobby shops, and we're one of those shops. There is a free card that you get. There's also a free pack when you buy any Topps product in the shop. So if you buy a Topps box, there's a pack of cards that you get, and also additional card for this. All the guys are gonna have the details down at the shop today. Pete's over there right now, and I believe AJ's with him this morning, but I'll be in there later. But there's packs that's like Bowman, Bowman U football, Garbage Pail Kids, and Major League Baseball are some of the packs that you can pick up.
Hey, free is free.
No, yeah, it's great.
Free is free.
And I also know from my previous experiences, it's not guaranteed, but there are rare chances of autographs in these. So there's that. But no, it's just an additional thing.
Yes.
It's already a Saturday. Saturday is always fun at the shop, but just another little promotion that Topps is doing. And I really like this since Fanatics has taken over these. They started doing these like trading card days, rip nights. They've added a lot more fun to drive people back into the hobby shop. Versus going online, because you can't participate online in this. This is you have to go somewhere, brick and mortar, and see and meet other local collectors. And I know as the doors open up right now, there's probably people waiting out. I know specifically there's somebody who's waiting outside, probably for Garbage Pail Kids. Trust me. But these are really cool, and it's good to see, and they're collectible, and a lot of stuff. Anytime you get something free.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime you get something free, and the reality is, and like you just talked about with Topps and Fanatics taking over, they really seem to have an emphasis on bringing the hobby back to the local card shop, the LCSs, like True, like other places here in Sacramento, bringing the community together, because at the end of the day, it's a hobby. It's fun. We're collecting sports cards. We're bringing back the nostalgia of when we were kids, both me and Shep, as you know, as I'm a young adult, Shep's an older adult now, going back to just being a kid, remembering what it was like to collect trading cards, enjoy your favorite athletes, and just kind of talk to other people in the hobby. Talk to other people who understand what it's like to open a big pack or get a big pool or pull that refractor you've been dying to get. that's what it is about Tops Tops trading card night, I should
Yep.
say, and rip nights like that, is that it's to bring the community together. So if you haven't experienced anything like that, or if you haven't experienced the other housekeeping that we're going to bring up in just a second with, I believe an event is coming up at
Yeah,
True.
we're doing it next Saturday. We're doing on Saturday, August 10th from 6 to 9-ish. We're
Mhm.
going to do trade night. And the reason I say 9-ish is usually we're shoving people out of the door by 11 p.m.
Yes.
Like, come on, guys. Like, physically, we're having to herd people out, which is great. It's a great problem to have. But we're going to do our one of our trade nights. We do 4 or 5 a year, and 3 or 4 a year, I'd say. Let me correct that. But
Or quarterly.
yeah. And so it's great. We have over 100 people come throughout that 3 hours. We do some giveaways. We set up and we get all kinds of tables and chairs in there, and it's just a really good atmosphere to meet other local collectors and come and hang out and get to know. And I tell a lot of people too, they're like, "Oh, I don't really have great stuff." You don't have to bring stuff to
No.
trade. Come and it's just called a trade night. You can come and hang out and see what other people have.
Yeah.
And the best thing is meeting people, making those connections, because a lot of this has been online only, and now it's being able to have these nights and you get to interact with the people in person. It's more fun. You can kind of put a face with a handle.
Yes.
Like, oh, you're okay, Rips.
Oh.
That makes
Oh,
sense.
you're Sacramento Cards.
Yeah. Like you get to put a face with that name and who you've been maybe speaking with or doing deals
Yeah.
with online. So it's always fun. And for me, it's all about watching like these kids. And when I say, I'm talking from 7, 8 years old to like 13, 14 wheelers and dealers. And they turn and they're like, they give you like that puppy dog look, but I'm a kid, like, make this deal. And you're like, you want to, because you remember being that kid, but you also this kid's savvy and he's going to smoke me right now on this trade or on this purchase that we're trying to do. But that's what I love, is because it's the youngsters
Yes.
are really into this, and they are legit, not just collectors. Some of these guys are legit dealers now at 10 years old.
Oh, trust me.
It's
I got my
It's
first
insane.
I'm going to say rude awakening, but first rude awakening when I went to a trade night, actually. And I saw this kid come up to his dad and goes, "Dad, I need an extra like couple $100 to get this deal done." And I was like, look at this little wheeler and dealer just
Yeah.
cooking right now. Go on, little man, cook.
yeah, I'd ask my dad for a couple extra quarters to go to the card shop, and he would look at me sideways. So I
I
can't
asked
even
for
imagine.
$5 and,
Yeah.
and he'd smack me sideways.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
These kids nowadays, man. But that's the reality, is that not only is it fun, it's teaching young kids, usually young boys, life skills, business skills, acumens they can take into real life negotiations, real life things later down the road.
Yep.
It teaches them how to be entrepreneurs for themselves at an early age, which I do think is important life skills.
Yeah, also too, just being able to talk to an adult,
Mm-hmm.
I
Invaluable.
being able to interact, because I feel like that's one of the biggest things that the younger generation has to come across, is being able to, because so much interaction is done online through a electronic device,
Yeah.
and it's great. It's like, I try to explain to I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I was trying to explain to him like having a home phone,
I know.
right?
A landline.
Because being an older dad, like the experiences that I had versus my kids is quite a bit different. I mean, there's 40 years between my daughter and myself, and trying to explain all that different technology we had versus what they have. But it's really good to see them actually be able to communicate and interact. And I think it just kind of makes them more aware of what the real world's going to be like at some point. And, it's also too exciting because like you get to see the hobby actually growing right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Because 3 years ago, some of these kids came in and they were, just learning, and now they're the ones coming in. They're educated, and I'm learning from them.
Yeah.
So, which is really, really good, great to see. So
It's very much a passing of the torch thing. So if you have not been to a trade night, definitely go to True Sports Cards trade night on next Saturday, August 10th. I will not be there, unfortunately. Duty calls. Niners play that day against the Titans. I will not be there, unfortunately.
big timer.
I'll be there in spirit, watching from afar, and then hopefully soon will be another one.
We need to get a cardboard cutout for you, Emil, and just have it in the shop.
I like
And
that.
that way we can have
See,
you, and then
now
in
you speak my
spirit.
language.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Make it life size so it'll just fit in the corner. Speaking of about the shop and some future stuff, unfortunately, I got some news for us here. Earlier this week, the decision was made to close our Roseville Galleria location.
Mhm.
A multitude of things went into this decision. While it was not an easy one, we partnered earlier in March with a gentleman that already had a pre-existing shop, and we
Mhm.
were looking to expand. We were working it out. Emmer put a very detailed and insightful post on Instagram, and it's still up there today about what went through his thought process as the owner of True Sports Cards and why we decided the mall was just not the best. I guess it was a good fit early on. It wasn't working out. Like they wanted us to move, in the mall, and okay, that's understandable. It was just like we really basically asked the question: do you want us to be here? Yeah. And then there was an awkward pause from what I heard. So, it wasn't like a warm feeling that they want us to be there, and it's understandable. The mall traffic and everything is different. It was a good experience. I was pro mall. Like, hey, it's a great advertisement for us. It did what it needed to do for a little bit, but we're on to bigger and better things. We're taking those resources. Yeah, we have some big stuff we're going to start to announce here soon that we're going to focus on and build. But you know what? You got to take a chance. One thing I learned is you need to take a chance on every opportunity and give it all it's worth and see what and you can learn from it. We've learned from this, and you know what? Hey, we're going to do something bigger and better, but we learned what it's like to have two locations, even though they were a mile and a half apart.
And the pros and the cons of it.
Yes. And so now it's given us, so when we do want to do something else and have another location or multiple locations, what we can expect and how to better handle that in the future. So I'm excited what's going on, but if you want some more details on why, check out the Instagram post I put up the other day. But we're still going to be open 7 days a week. Yeah. In Rockland at 6661 Stanford Ranch. We have the Whatnots. So we have multiple nights. We're on Wednesday night and Whatnot, Thursday night. We're going to be adding some more nights, by the way. Ooh. One you might be interested in, a combat night. Oh. Which is UFC and WWE.
There is a demand for it.
Dave and Imran will do that because nobody else in the shop knows that, watches that, unfortunately. I know all the 80s wrestlers. And then, I know Chuck Liddell. So I'm not the best on that night to help out.
I know all the 80s wrestlers, different sport. And then I know Chuck Liddell, who hasn't fought in a long, long time.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's where my knowledge is on that.
Well, I also heard, a little birdie told me, that you guys are buying heavy.
Yeah, Pete's actually, funny enough, we're at a card show today in the Bay Area. So we sent Jake and Donovan down there. I got Pete in the shop with a table in the back. He's going to be there as many Saturdays as I can chain him down in the shop to buy. Yeah. And he's buying cards. We cannot get enough singles. No. And especially football. We'll load the case. 3 days later, it looks like it's toothless. Like there's nothing left.
I go in there and I'm like, this is all brand new. I haven't seen this before. And this happens on a regular occurrence where I'll go in there looking to okay, I can come back in a day or two. I can go get this card. Nope, that thing's gone. That thing is gone. Yeah. If you see a deal in front of you that you want to take a chance on, or that you think is a good price, or you're negotiating with Pete, buy it right away because that man sells cards like John Wick. He goes in, goes out, leaves no trace.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get cards in. Like Donovan made purchase the other day, priced it, put it in the case, and it was gone within 3 hours. Couple of cards, and I'm talking we're interested in the $30 to $300 range. Beyond that, yeah, definitely. But that seems to be
the average,
like a good spot where we're finding a lot of good value and people are able to flip to us and get stuff they want, cash out, whatever they need to do. But the cards turn so fast lately. It's been incredible. And the amount of high quality inventory coming in has been just mind-boggling.
Not only that, the wax wall just keeps getting just reinvigorated and just redone. I mean, even this week I go in, I'm like, look at all this soccer. Yeah. When you guys have soccer, it's going off the hot shelves.
There's I think 2020, 2021 Topps Merlin soccer. Yeah. It's a nice little buy. We finally got that restocked in. That was always fun when we had that before. So yeah, we added some new soccer stuff in there. A big one finally dropped this week. 23 Donruss Optic football, guys. Now, so so in the old days, when I say the old days, I'm talking 2021 Donruss, or actually like 2019, because COVID kind of messed some things up. So like 2019, Donruss Optic football would drop in like November. So right during football season. Well, it just dropped Friday when it was supposed to come out Wednesday. It got delayed 9 times.
I would agree with that.
9 times, I believe, is the exact number on it. Donruss Optic, if you don't know, it's remember Donruss back in the 80s, right? The rated rookie logo. Oh, yeah. Still on there. This is the shiny, chromed up version, glossy, 20 packs a box, 4 cards a pack. You're getting an autograph, 4 inserts. I think you're going to get a rated rookie a pack. Great looking. There's a short print, super short print called Downtowns, which are like art cards. It's like a 20 player checklist.
Mhm.
Now, these are highly collectible in the industry and in hobby lately. And I would say probably one of the most sought after short print inserts out there.
Yeah. And one of the most controversial.
Correct. So there's a Panini that does this product. They have a first off the line, FOTL.
Mhm.
So what they do is they make a special box. They put special parallels, different autographs in there. And so these come out. These are the first ones printed. They get out like a few days early. So some online breakers, people that break cases of it, which there's 12 boxes in the case, and everybody gets a team usually, and they'll get all the 49ers, right? So any 49ers pulled in this case goes to a meal save.
Yeah.
Well, multiple online breakers, I'm talking like at least 7 or 8 that I was able to confirm, pulled 15 or more Downtowns in a single case.
Yep.
So a Downtown's supposed to be a case hit, meaning there's 1 in 12 boxes that has it. So one of the 12 boxes has 1 Downtown.
Yeah.
These guys were hitting upwards of 15, some even 25 Downtowns within 12 boxes. So some boxes on average would have had 2.
Yeah.
And so like everybody's going like, well, how can this be a short print? How can hobby not be affected? What is going on? Everybody's losing their mind because these are cards, even like Quentin Johnston, I think he's a 4th string receiver right now for the Chargers.
He was a prospect coming out, but had some hands issues and is now kind of done the depth chart.
Yeah, he was a 1st round pick out of TCU that went to the Chargers, playing with Herbert. So obviously it's a premier position in the NFL. Like, hey,
it's a rookie downtown.
Like, hey, this is even his is going for in the neighborhood around $300.
Yes.
So that tells you where these cards are, where they're at. There's like Joe Burrow, Montana, Pat Mahomes. So there's guys that are, legendary.
Correct.
In this. So they're going to go for quite a bit more than $300.
Yeah.
But when you're getting 15 in
a
case.
Again, it's supposed to be a super short print. 1 per case. That's what makes the chase so valuable is business, right?
Yeah.
Supply, demand. When you flip it,
yeah,
everything flips.
The bottom's
and it bottoms out, and it ruins the product. And so Panini did release a statement on this.
They said there was an update. They put up.
I have it actually.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it came out yesterday, right?
Yes, Panini released a statement. It goes update on Donruss Optic Downtown. Earlier this week, we became aware of a manufacturing issue with first off the line FOTL Donruss Football Optic and a correlation issue related to the Downtown insert. After conducting a 72-hour on-site audit at a new print manufacturer, because remember, this is the key here. Fanatics owns the printing place that Panini would print at in Texas.
Yep.
And they would get their products delayed.
Yep.
So Panini had to find a new manufacturer to print stuff in order to get their stuff out on time. At a new print manufacturer, we found that there was an error during manufacturing. The audit revealed this issue was isolated, affecting a small number of FTL cases where extra content was included in some cases. But there was no shortage of any content in the FOTL boxes sold. The rest of Donruss Football Optic manufacturing and pack out was normal and unaffected. I call bull squirt.
Sure.
I call bull squirt. Sure there was. Sure.
So we have no information on this as the product was just released yesterday, the hobby version. So I want to take a pause and a beat, and we'll report back on what we find and what we see. But I do have a feeling that there will be some cases that mathematically have to be short.
Yeah,
right?
a little light.
So we'll see what happens. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, these boxes, the hobby, not the FOTL, the hobby boxes, I think right now the average price, if we go to the market, is around $850 a box.
Yeah.
Somewhere it's trending up. I would say more towards the $900 range.
It's one of the premier releases of the year, which is what makes it so infuriating. At least someone who collects Donruss Optic basketball. I don't do football because I work in the industry. That's kind of my personal ethics code there. But I do collect Donruss Optic basketball. That's one of my favorite releases of the year. So if I saw us on the basketball side, I'd be infuriated as a collector because it would discourage me from wanting to go invest more so in these boxes because you don't know really what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Especially when they number some of these downtowns because they have Black Pandora
out of 25.
They have golds and they have one of ones, I believe.
Correct.
And in some of these cases, I have seen from some breakers, they've pulled multiple numbered downtowns.
Yes.
So if it was just pulling a regular downtown or a regular short print, it'd be okay. Well, they just up the print count.
Because they don't on the base downtowns, they don't number them. So we don't
Correct.
truly know
Correct.
how many there are.
So if it was just that where you're pulling a bunch of downtown, the regular downtowns, it'd be okay. Well, just up the print run. Now that it seems potential some cases have multiple gold downtowns, multiple Black Pandoras. It's like, okay, what am I really going to get if I invest in a box or invest in a case? What am I going to get?
Yeah.
And that's the scary part.
Yeah. But you know what the thing is that there are collectors that are going to go out, buy this, rip it, and have a great time. And there's definitely good stuff. I mean, AR, Anthony Richardson's got some autos in there. That's going to be one of the big chases in there. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, this is one of my favorite football products. Like if I'm collecting rookie cards, like this is one of my favorite ones to go with, just because it's clean, simple look. There's not a lot going on, but it's that for me, being an 80s kid, that rated rookie logo is what does it for me.
Oh,
so
even as a younger collector, only in it for the last couple of years, in terms of like really being back in the game, that rated rookie logo is, in my opinion, the cream of the crop of what you're looking for when you're collecting as a low to mid end collector.
You know what's funny is back in the day, like 2017 Donruss, Myles Garrett was the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yes.
Right. Do you think he had a rated rookie card? Number 1 pick in the draft.
He should have, but the way you're phrasing that question tells me no.
Because he was defense. They hate on the defensive guys.
Hate on the defense.
They just go, hey, cool. The only rookies worth rating are quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, and a tight end here or there. But
market has changed, everyone.
He just has a rookie logo up there. So it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, we have boxes. I think we have some boxes in the shop. I was not there yesterday. So we had I know I hit the shelves yesterday, but we also have my favorite version of it is the mega box.
Yeah.
You get in at a good price point around like 120, 130.
120, 130.
And you got good chances at these downtowns as well. And you're getting those rated rookies, and you're also getting special parallel in the mega boxes. So it offers a lower price point ability to hop in.
Correct.
You don't get the guaranteed autograph, but again, hey, I'm okay not paying additional $700 to maybe get an autograph of a rookie lineman. Even though I played line, like that wouldn't excite me too much, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, get a little. I'm trying to think of a Jamal Adams. Want a Jamal Adams auto? A little base Jamal Adams auto. That's your auto. Thanks, guys. Look, we don't want to poo-poo a product.
No, it's a good product.
It's still one of my favorite products. Our point here in sharing this is we want to make sure that not buyer beware. We want to give you all the insight as a collector, as someone myself collecting, of what I would want to hear from someone talking about this. And so that's why I'm going to break it down really quick. 20 packs per box, 4 cards per pack, 1 autograph, 4 inserts, 12 parallels, and 20 raid rookies come in every single hobby box. Now, that varies for Mega, that varies for Blaster, that varies for Fat Packs.
There's also an H2 box that's going to come out next week or the week after. It's a smaller box. Still a hobby light. It's like a hobby light box. So it'll bring another price point in.
Little disco parallels.
Yeah.
I like the disco parallels.
So you're able to rip a hobby light box at a little lesser price, which is awesome. You know what's funny is you bring that up about being educated and like knowing, and that's I would say one of the biggest, I think, strengths of the shop is we want to help educate the customer. Bring your stuff in, let us look at. We'll help you decide if it's worth grading, we're selling, whatever you want to do with it. We're there to help you out. But I was on it's hard for me to say accent. I was on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter, and there was a gentleman that bought a 2024 Topps Chrome baseball blaster for $40.
Okay.
Which is what it goes for retail. When we had them in shop, that's what we had them at.
So like hotcakes.
We went through, I think, 2 or 3 cases, and I'm waiting to be able to get some more.
You had a few customers that went through 2 or 3 cases.
Yeah. And so it's been a great product, but he was upset. He pulled an auto out of a blaster. Now, they're not guaranteed. Okay. I would say there's 40 blasters in a case. Yeah. I want to say 1 in every 5 or 6 had an autograph, which is really good odds in a retail product.
Correct.
We buy them straight from Topps. They allow us to do that. And so this gentleman posted, hey, Topps, I spent $40 on this, and I got this autograph, this crappy autograph of a guy, while also too being numbered. He goes, he played 10 years in the minor leagues and has 1 major league at bat. This is pathetic and sad and
Oh my gosh.
Like, there are people on there. It's like, does it say you get a guaranteed autograph? No. Okay. You have a checklist of 150 guys that have autographs in there. So there's a lot of guys you can get autographs for. Yes, it might not be a superstar. There was somebody who responded, hey, I played high school ball with that guy. I'd like to buy that from you. He goes, I'll just give it to you for free. And I get whatever. So hopefully it goes to a good
What a
home.
lame.
But the thing to me is like, buyer beware. Know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Read the box. It especially the retail stuff goes in a great depth on what's in there. And
it shows you the checklist on the box most times.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, like you spent, what did you expect to get for your $40? A hobby box with one guaranteed autograph is in the neighborhood of $250 plus.
Yes.
Right. A jumbo box with 3 guaranteed autographs over $500.
Yep.
So know what you're getting when you spend $40 and you get an autograph where somebody else is buying a hobby box that could have gotten the same one at say $275.
Yeah.
How do you think that they feel? Then they knew they were getting an autograph. You didn't.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just, I don't want to belittle the guy, but it's like understanding what you're doing with your money and your hobby. And if you're not sure and you don't buy the cards you want, like I can tell, that's the biggest thing is if you look at Optic football and you go, man, $860 for a box or whatever it happens to be, that's a lot of money.
Too rich for my blood.
Right. Same here. Not all of us have that rolling around. If you do, congrats, and you can open boxes. Awesome.
Yep.
Go buy the card you want.
Correct. Because at least you know what you're getting.
Correct. Yeah.
You're buying what you want.
And do that. Your money will work better for you and will go farther for you buying it. But you lose some of that luster, that lottery ticket kind of like, yeah, I'm the one that, but at the end of the day, that disappointment too is a fall off a cliff disappointment sometimes.
Yeah.
So just kind of know what you're doing. And if you have questions, that's the best thing to come down to us.
Exactly.
And spend time, and we'll help educate, walk you through everything. And I want to make sure that our customer feels good about what they're doing, what they're buying, and how they're consuming the hobby with us.
Yeah,
so.
and exactly. And that's what for both of us. That's what for both of us here. You know, Shep is a part of the True Sports That's Employee general manager of the store. I'm a collector as well as a show host with them. We tell you that as not only from a business standpoint, but from a perspective standpoint of we have lived this.
Yeah. We
have done this. I have opened blasters this week. I have opened hobby boxes this week. I've opened megas where they have not delivered on the hobby. It was a lackluster box, but the blaster had some nice rookies in there. I made my money back on the blaster. Just different price points of this stuff, guys. Know what you're getting invested into. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them in the chat on YouTube or call into the shop. What's that phone number again, Shep?
916-259-1993. The hotline is open.
The hotline is open. Ask for Pete. Pete is buying heavy. Look, we're just here to educate you guys and to tell you guys about the hobby and why certain things are for you or they're not. And we will give you the best advice for that. So that's what's great about True.
You also can connect with us on IG, Twitter. We're out there, all the social media. Really pushing to do some fun TikTok stuff.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the chat too, and there's a couple questions in here. Actually, from one from Peg Junk, he just mentioned something we're going to talk about. Do you guys have the new Olympic product?
Are you hanging out with us? Did you
Peg
get the
Junk
notes?
in our minds?
Next topic, no. So let's get into it. The Olympics are in France. Now I'm going to preface this. Not an Olympic guy. I think it's a waste of time and resources, but that's me. They should put it in one place every 4 years and just host it there. Like they did with the Pro Bowl in Honolulu. It to me, I understand
it's bold.
The sport. It's like I think what it does to the countries that host it and the money they spend and what happens afterwards, that to me, societally is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
The Olympics are great, but it's for a few weeks and it takes years and tons of capital to do this.
Yeah.
And then they don't do stuff with it. Just my point in case, if you look back at the number of people that wanted to host the Olympics in 2000 versus who applied to host the 2024 Olympics, it went from, I think, 20 something odd cities to 2 to host this Olympics, Paris and LA. And you know what they did? They said, hey, Paris, you get 2024, LA, you get 2028, because guess what? No one wants to host the Olympics.
Yeah, it's a lot to put on, and you have to have the resources as a country to be able to put on a worldwide event like that. It's a lot.
Nobody wants to handle that party.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, like, there is definitely something happening to the Olympics in the future where it either doesn't exist like we see it now, or drastically changed. But I just want to preface that we're watching some track and field right now. It's great. I love it. I'm pro go US. Let's get all the medals.
Yes.
But again,
I'm a Summer Olympics guy. I've been watching the Summer Olympics. Yes, there's a winter.
Didn't know that.
I'm a summer See, we're going to get me in trouble anyway. I'm a Summer Olympics guy. I've been watching since '08 in Beijing. I remember, just watching it and really taking it in and watching Phelps dominate in swimming. And that's kind of I have a little bit of patriotism, and it goes towards the Olympics and the 4th of July. That's kind of my biggest times of the year of being a patriot.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the before and the aftermath of what it does. But anyway,
there's
a new product.
Yes, that's what we're here to talk about. This new product, 2024 Topps Chrome U.S. Olympics and Paralympic hopefuls.
Yes. You know why they have to put hopefuls in there?
Because we don't know if we're going to make it yet.
Yeah, because the product has to be made before the Olympics happen, so it can be out when the Olympics is happening. So if someone doesn't qualify, like this goes back to Dan and Dave. They said that there's these two guys that were going for the decathlete a long time ago, and only one of them made it to the Olympics, and they were supposed to both make it, and it was terrible. I feel like sometimes like Carmichael Dave inspires me because I try to derail the show. I feel like his aura is like in here. Anyway,
Dave hasn't been here the whole week, so
yeah,
keep it
channeling
going.
him.
Yep.
But Emil, what happens when you open one of these boxes? It's Topps Chrome, which is great. They didn't do paper. They went Chrome. I like it.
Chrome.
Shiny is better. What's in a box?
Yeah, what do you expect in a high box? 2 autographs, 1 memorabilia card, 8 inserts, and 8 parallels. Shep, do you know what they're going for right now at the shop right now? I believe in the low 2s.
Yeah. Sub 2, right around 2, I want to say.
Yeah. Which is for a hobby box, and considering you get 2 autographs and a mem, it's a good thing.
Well, did you see who's in here?
A lot of good things.
Yeah, there's a guy named Mark Spitz who was before my time. Yeah, he was a big time Olympic swimmer. Mm-hmm. You mentioned him earlier, Michael Phelps.
Yes.
Katie Ledecky, who
the other goat of swimming.
She might be the greatest swimmer of all. She might be a superhero.
She's a Simone Biles of swimming.
Is she an X-Men? Because like, holy moly.
How do you single-handedly win a competition like by yourself where there's no one in the frame with you?
The peak, it's not like she's swimming in college, high school. She's swimming against other this is the best people from the entire world.
The best, and she leaps and
she does
bounds.
It twice and they do it once.
Shout out Katie Ledecky.
Yeah, it was like me back in the day eating a Subway sandwich. I'll finish 2 before you finish 1.
Yeah, but there's other ones too, including Jimmer Fredette, King's draft pick Jimmer Fredette.
Sacramento legend Jimmer Fredette. And he's in there for the 3x3 basketball. By the way, if you've ever watched 3x3 basketball, interesting sport.
Boo, Jimmer, boo.
And boo Jimmer. And we're not good at it. And he's the star. Like, how are we not good at the 3-on-3 basketball?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
it's
Nate's actually actively wearing a Kings Jimmer Fredette jersey as we speak.
Nick Stauskas, actually.
Nick rocks.
One dude. That's Emran's favorite clip.
I know, Nick rocks.
Did you guys see, total sidebar, Jimmer getting, he got injured, and then on the sideline, he was getting worked on by some PT done?
No.
It's a viral clip going around. I'd say check it out. Not too much more I can say.
Yeah. We're going to keep it there.
Yeah. After dark. Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis,
the great anthem singer, Carl Lewis.
Yeah.
My favorite, Alex Morgan, one of my favorite soccer players. She didn't make the team though, right? Or she didn't.
She might have stepped away. There was something going on behind the scenes. She's been a part of the U.S. team for so long, and there's other rules and regulations in soccer too. I know on the men's side you can only have so many players over the age of 23.
Yeah.
It's more of an amateur kind of competition now for soccer, world soccer, and the Olympics.
Trinity Rodman's dominating.
Oh, she had a great goal today. Beat Japan 1-0. They advanced to the semifinals.
Yeah,
Team USA.
She's not have autographs in this, but another legendary sports star. His daughter's in here. Vashidi Cunningham.
There you go.
Vashidi Cunningham, track and field star. Her dad's Randall Cunningham.
Ooh.
Running Randall. If you remember the Eagles quarterback in the 90s, once outrushed Emmitt Smith's rookie year. Emmitt Smith had 900 and something yards, right?
Yep.
Randall had 1,000 plus that season in 1990. Wow. He outrushed Emmitt Smith, who's the all-time leading rusher in the NFL. Which unfortunately is because Barry Sanders retired, and Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time.
Other people included Sophia Smith, other soccer star. Sophia Smith has memes in there as well too.
Nice.
Some really nice. I mean, I'm seeing images from Beckett because I haven't ripped one myself. Yeah, I've been meaning to.
It's been hot.
It's hot. No, I'm not surprised.
Get it.
I've seen some really, really good stuff come out of it. Yeah. Really, really nice jumbo patches, nice signature, on-card autos, nice memorabilia. Worn by the athlete worn. That's really important nowadays, especially in the post-COVID era. So if you're interested in collecting Olympic cards, it's more of a niche more of a newer thing for sure, more of a niche thing, but definitely one that if you are a collector and looking to show more U.S. pride, absolutely go get
and
a
it's
box.
one thing I can say about it's not heavily produced,
No,
so it's not overproduced. I believe they're probably gonna have a retail SKU at this at some point. I haven't seen it yet, but I would think if they were going to, they'd have it out pretty quick.
mm-hmm.
The hobby box, again, we're only seeing this every 4 years. They've not done a winter one. Most of the time it's summer based,
Yeah,
but it's exciting to see. Plus you're getting the Paralympics as well involved, which I think is great. So you're getting a wide range of this, and it's just a fun. It's been a fun product and really popular this year. We had somebody call in on Tuesday and say, "Hey, do you have any more boxes? I ripped one over the weekend because this came out last week.
Yeah,
Emma and I just didn't get to it, so." They called in Tuesday and said, "Hey, I'm out of town, but I had such a fun time with that. Can I buy 2 boxes?" We held 2 boxes. We sold them 2 boxes, held on to them. They picked them up Thursday.
Yep.
So that's the kind of interest it has. It's been really good.
Yeah, and Greg in the YouTube chat just says how much boxes go for. I believe they're going for about 190. I believe. I believe it's around.
Give me a sec. We'll find out.
But yeah, I believe it's about 190. And if you want to, the shop is open right now in True Sports. In Rockland, I should say. I also said Roseville. In Rockland,
right on the edge,
right by the biggest Costco in the world.
The thing is humongous.
The thing is humongous, busiest Costco in the world. Definitely go there. Definitely go check it out. It's a fun product. I might even rip one, stop in. We'll see. It's a lot of fun. We love our Olympics, or at least I love our Olympics. Shep is indifferent.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have it on. Like I'll keep up. Like the basketball to me, not exciting because.
It's been really. I'm gonna be honest.
If the U.S. team isn't great, 179 in shot, by the way.
Thank you.
If the U.S. team isn't in the medal games, then what are we doing? Because we have the best basketball players. Like it's getting closer now. Like Canada's scary, France is scary. Like there are some scary. The Serbian team, like scary teams. Dude, there's no way the U.S. Olympic team should walk away without a medal. Like they need to at least medal.
They're gonna win the gold. Come on.
They've
won every game.
I understand they should win the gold, but what I'm saying is if they don't, it shouldn't be a disappointment. But when they should be utterly dominating.
Did you see that side by side of when I think it was the Dream Team when they played? How many? How many non-American NBA players there were?
I think 9 or 10. Yeah,
and now there's like 60.
Yeah, which is great because that Dream Team is really what sparked international basketball and. It made sense because the other countries a lot of you guys might not know this, but we only sent up through 1988, we only sent collegiate athletes to participate in the Olympic Games where the other countries could send their professionals. Now, back in the day, a lot of those pros did not come over and play in the NBA. They did not come play American basketball. They played in their home countries. And we kept getting 84, I think we won gold. 88, we got smoked. And they decided to make the change. Hey, we're going to send our pros. We're going to get this big team. They got Larry and Michael. They had MJ. And once they got that, it was everybody on board when they got those guys. Magic came back out of retirement. It was just a great feel, and it pushed the sport, and it grew the sport tremendously. And now that's why we see the influence of, look at the last few number 1 overall picks, non-American born players, which is fabulous. It means the game is growing. So it is one great thing that I think that's come out of the Olympics is that,
look at Canada. They won the group of death. There was a group of death this year with Spain and a couple other really talented teams, and Canada came out on top. They won every game.
But my one thing is why the Americans should dominate is 1 through 15, I think is what they have. They have 15 guys on the roster. All of our guys are NBA players. Every single one.
All of them are all-star NBA players.
The other teams, they might go 4 or 5 deep NBA, and the rest are EuroLeague guys, or they're playing in their home country leagues, or playing the Australian team. Like they're playing in these other leagues, but it's not to the same level as the NBA.
The only thing I'll push back on, then, the reason why other international teams have success playing international ball, one, they're accustomed to FIBA rules because they play FIBA rules internationally, not in America, which is there's a couple offsets, including the goaltending rule, the rim protection stuff, three in the key, all that stuff. The other one, international players are more fundamentally sound at basketball than American players are. They know how to play team basketball.
Yeah.
And that's why you see upsets sometimes from other players. That's why you see France before Wembanyama give USA a run for their money. Why you see teams like Australia, Spain dominate because they know how to play unselfish brands of basketball.
It's the Chicago Loyola with the 5 seniors in the NCAA tournament versus an all freshman Kentucky team.
Yes.
guys have played together, have spent time together, have bled together versus a bunch of all-stars that have been shoved together and try to form a team quickly. So we'll see. And I think that's kind of why Kawhi, they didn't know how dedicated he was, and that's why they excused him from the team.
Well, they dismissed him and then brought on Derek White, who has been a revelation for
Well,
the
and everybody
American
thought that
team.
was weird, but you do need, like, I mean, Austin Reeves was on
Yeah.
like, I think a Pan Am team.
Mhm.
You have to have these glue guys that are still good, very solid players, but that don't need the ball or that will be
Yeah.
selfless and give up their stardom to take a back seat, because
Yeah.
it's got to be hard for like KD to come off the bench, right?
Or for Joel to get benched against South Sudan, or Tatum to get benched in the first game. I mean,
Or
Tatum
Tatum
just
not-
won a title.
Tatum didn't even play. Like,
Didn't even
Coach
play.
Kerr forgot he was over there. How do you forget that?
I know Halliburton didn't play the first game.
Yeah.
He played the second one. I mean, Halliburton's still
I-
an All NBA player.
I see why Halliburton.
He's still an All
But
NBA
he
player,
couldn't play
though.
he couldn't play here in Sacramento. We had to trade him. Just like trade night next Saturday.
Oh my gosh! What a segue!
You love that?
What a segue! Trade night. When is it again?
It's next Saturday from
Uh-huh.
6 to 9ish,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit later.
A little bit later.
But I do like to go get some food afterwards. So we do appreciate
Want to get some grub?
afterwards. But no, it's always fun to hang out with us. I know we'll probably do some fun giveaways, and I'll be yelling. So if you want to come see me yell and have act like a goofball, and the other night danced on Whatnot to sell a Malik Monk card.
Did you really?
I did. Yeah. So we do fun stuff. Like,
Was it to music or just without music, just dancing?
there was music in the background, but I was not dancing to the music. The
Okay.
music was playing in my head.
What kind of what song was playing in your head?
I can't reveal that, but all I'll just say is Kesha.
Ooh,
Kesha.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'll let you just
Kesha.
imagine that.
She was really hot in 2010.
Yes.
Really just
The
on
reason
fire.
she sticks out in my brain is just that's when I worked with my wife before. Like, we just were
Gosh.
coworkers, and that used to play a lot. A great release came out this week. One of my favorites.
Yes.
And there's actually a box sitting at the shop. Now it's been opened, and I cannot wait to get this empty box
Oh,
when I get to the shop today. It has George Brett on the cover. Now, he's a Kansas City Royals legend.
that's your guy.
Greatest third baseman of all time. Now, actually, I say that. He's probably the second, maybe third. He's top 3. Schmidt, Brooke Robinson. It's fine. He's okay. I'm good with knowing he's my favorite guy of all time. But he's on the cover, which he's not been on a cover of box, and I can't maybe ever, or it's been a very long time. But I have one sitting there. Museum Club it used to be one of the highest end products you could buy, but now with newer stuff, it's kind of mid to high end. It's a great product, but it's you're getting 4 mini boxes in this box. So you open a box, and inside there's 4 mini boxes, and inside that there's a pack, and each one of those packs contains some base cards and a
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah, I got the break. I got
Yeah,
the
the
breakdown
breakdown.
right here. Yeah, cards per pack in Hobby. There's 4 packs per box. There's 4 packs. There is what to expect. Autograph relics. 1 autograph relic, which means patch auto. Correct.
Yes, correct.
Autograph relic.
And most of the time, I would say majority of the time, you're getting on card.
We like on card.
Yes, it means the players actually physically touched the card and signed
They
it.
touched it. They signed it. They put it down. Hopefully, they didn't slide it too hard.
Maybe they breathed on it a little
Maybe they
bit.
breathed on it. A little bit of sweat. A little spit.
Yeah,
Little-
spittle.
Little hawk tua.
Oh, she has cards now. By
She
the way,
does have
autographs.
cards
Thank
now.
you, Leaf.
She does. Thank you, Leaf. So yeah, also that on top of the autographs, you get 1 autograph as well. So 2 autographs, a quad relic, so a relic and an additional relic. So potentially 3 relics and 2 autos
Yeah, you
in
get
this
4
box.
hits. Yeah,
Yeah. So every single card is kind of like a hit.
yeah. And what I love about this too is with the mini boxes, if my buddies and I used to do this, pool the money, right? Buy a box. And then what we would do is have some fun game or figure out who got first pick, and then you get to pick your mini box. So each of us would get a mini box, but it allows us to open a higher end product and not blow the budget. It was like box
Yeah.
breaking before it was available, and you just hoped you're the one that ended up with the autograph relic.
Yes.
But sometimes I can tell you that quad relic could be more valuable than the autographed relic just
Yeah.
based on player, because sometimes they have historic guys in here. Like you're going to get the rookies, but you're also
Yes.
getting stars, legends, Hall of Famers in.
On top of that, they have what not everyone knows about, cut signatures.
Yes.
From some of the all-time legends, including Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, I believe, is probably in this product. Other superstars have cut signatures. Cut signatures. Can you explain that a little bit, Shep?
Yeah. So what they'll do is they will go get a check. That's a big one. Checks. So that used to be a way to a thing of currency where you'd write on a piece of paper that, hey, Emil I'm going to pay Emil $100 and I'm going to autograph it and he go to the bank and deposit it. That's a check. Not a lot of people know what checks are.
Yeah.
They would do that. It'd be from a photograph. It might even be from a jersey.
There's
your letter. There's all kinds of pretty awesome things on here that you can get. Like there's even like they have framed autographs of the newest Hall of Famers, Adrian Beltre, Fred McGriff. You're gonna get Scott Rowland autographs.
As well,
new Hall of Famers, which is pretty cool.
On top of that, they also have dual and triple autographs, and all of those are on card signatures. So multiple players have touched that card and signed it. That is so important.
Yeah,
important.
The other thing with that too is that you just have to be, not always some of those are the best cards that get graded. And the reason being is just how, they were handled, right? So they were just passed through a lot of hands and everybody tries to make sure that they're, as careful as possible. But unfortunately, sometimes that can happen where you're going to have some damage to cards. But again, one of my favorite set releases of the year out. I like the frame cards. It's a good, fun rip. You're getting guys, like combos like Ichiro and Ken Griffey Jr. Like if you're a Mariners fan, two of the greatest players in franchise history on the same card. There's a card in here. They have a superfractor of it, and that's a 1/1. It's a gold shiny card. It's George Brett, Bo Jackson, and Bobby Witt Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys keep sending me photos of it, and it's like those are my dudes. That's my team.
That's a grail card for Shep.
I have 2 kids. Do I need to have a third to sell them to be able to acquire that one card? Maybe. Let's see and what happens. But, no, just
one player I believe that is not in this set. Peg Jug brought up Willie Mays is not in this year's set. We don't believe, unfortunately. Hopefully they will have in future sets because they made this product prior to him passing away. It was in production, so hopefully after this year that it will include more Willie Mays autographs.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff going forward is going to most likely be cut. So we'll see what happens. Again, fun release, and then as we're winding down the summer, right?
Yes,
it's been a wild summer in the shop, and I just want to real quick say thanks to everybody that supported the shop and the show here on the radio. It's fun to have the listeners come in too, like folks that listen. Then they finally come in and get to hang out with us a little bit and spend some time. And I love hearing, like, we always ask, like, oh, it's your first time. How'd you hear about us? And it's always this guy Google that's telling people, like, hey, Google. I saw you on Google. You came up with the best reviews. You're on top of Google. Hey, that's why we came in here. Or I heard you guys on the radio. To me, that means we're making an impact and we're doing things the right way. And I just want to take a minute and appreciate everybody that's supported us. And man, we're about to end year 3 at the shop, which is amazing. Mind-blowing.
I know, because the opening was in November of 2021.
Yep.
So 3 years almost now.
We opened the Saturday following that Black Friday, and it was awesome. We were all masked up. I remember that. There's actually, if you go on the YouTube page, there is actually a report from Channel 30 when they came out and they did a whole thing with us live on the air, and no one Emron didn't want to talk, which was weird. He goes, no, Sean's the manager. Like, this was the guy before me, and he didn't want to do it. And so Shep, and I'm like, yay, okay, cool. I'm gonna go live on TV right now. Let's do this. And we went and did it, and it's out there. It's been fun, but it's just, I don't know, man. Being able to do cards every day is kind of mesmerizing.
No, it really is. And I stop in the shop almost weekly now, sometimes multiple times a week.
It's a lot, guys.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Thank God the season started.
Thank goodness the season started. My point is that I stop in the shop and I kind of just sit in there and I observe.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking with some of the employees and as well as Shep and other people, but I just observe and see how they interact with other employees. And this is not me just doing free promo to just hype them up. This is genuine reaction to what I see. People come into that shop with a bajillion questions, and every single person that comes in that shop typically leaves happier and happy that they stopped in and they went to True Sports Cards, because you guys genuinely care about customer service first over anything else.
Yeah.
You guys really make it a point to meet everybody's needs and answer questions as happy as I can see. And that's why the reviews on Google and other places reflect that, because you guys make people's day. People come in and they're happy to be there. They're happy to spend money, rip cards, be with their fellow hobby enthusiasts. And they're happy to come back at some point too, because you create a connection with them more so than just store and customer.
Yeah,
you create a friend.
Well, no, and that's the thing, is that we want to make sure it's a good place to come and hang out and spend time. Like, my favorites, like, we'll have like the mom that needs to run to Costco, and she'll drop off the teenagers and be like, hey, is it cool? And we're like, if you're good leaving them here, we're good hanging out with them. We get dads left.
I know.
Moms are dropping off the kids and dad. Like, see him. Can you watch him? Make sure he doesn't spend all the money. I'm hitting them all at Costco. It's like, it's a great location for us because then, we'll dad sit for a little while and we'll have some fun. And, one of the things I did borrow, I took from the mall is we had this big table that our guy DJ helped make. He flipped it over, and now we have a lot more framed jerseys in shop to be able to see because we didn't have the wall space to hang them. Now I have more in the shop. We're expanding TrueSportsCards.com. So I have Owen literally locked away in an office for 6-7 hours a day.
Owen's the king.
Doing our eBay and doing TrueSportsCards.com. And if you've not been on TrueSportsCards.com lately, please go check it out. We've reloaded with a lot of autograph, what we call PSA DNA on-card autographs of Hall of Fame players where they might not have had pack pulled autographs before, but now these guys, we've had them autograph cards, we've had them authenticated, and now they're available on the site. Trust me, we're adding more to that every day. There's going to be a lot more memorabilia going up there. There's going to be a lot more singles, and there's going to be a lot more action just happening on that website for us. Our eBay page, True Sports Cards 916, if you search us on eBay.
Greg was asked about that in the chat. That's why I
somebody else was already
True
True Sports Cards on there. We're True Sports Cards 916. Check us out. We're loading that shop up. We're trying to put a couple hundred cards up there a day.
Triple digits.
We're running weekly auctions that usually go Sunday to Sunday. So we're putting some higher end cards up there. We had this Vince Carter we put up there recently, did pretty well. We're just doing a bunch of different we're running a bunch of different avenues. We're on Whatnot 2 nights a week, like we talked earlier. Trying to expand that out. We want to get to the spot where we're running an online card shop. We're having an online live stream, and we're running the physical shop all at the same time. And so it's just these are the things we're now refocusing our energy on and building.
And there's more to come.
Many more. The SAC Autograph Expo for 2025, I can tell you, is going to be physically and also emotionally huge. It's going to be.
Are you hearing this, everyone?
Tremendous.
One of the largest shows in California. No doubt.
If last year with
massive.
Last year with the autograph, like people still are mesmerized that we hung out with Manziel and Rodman and Ricky Henderson. When Ricky Henderson's like the 4th or 5th guy you list, he's the greatest leadoff hitter of all time.
Vladdy Guerrero Sr. is just hanging out.
Oh, just a Hall of Famer, and he's like at the bottom of the list. You're like, bro, like that man, and his son's dope too. Like this guy is like, and we're
a lot of hopefully some returners obviously go into that show. It's a ways out. We're previewing what is to come with True Sports Cards.
Yeah, so we got a lot going on. And two, if there's stuff like we're always up, like, hey, have you ever thought about doing X, Y, and Z? Let us know. Like, worst thing is like, we tried, it didn't work, or hey, no, I haven't thought about. Like, I can tell the guys, the worst thing anybody's ever going to tell you is no on a deal. Like when you're trying to make a deal is no. And that's the thing. I think to me, it's just with what we're built. Like if you've been and experienced anything we're doing, this is just the tip of the iceberg for what's upcoming and what's next. So I'm very excited and to be part of it as we grow and expand and get to do some different stuff. It's just, it's been awesome.
About a minute left here. Any final thoughts, Shep? Anything that's, pressing on your mind you want to address?
No, I'm just very excited. Football season is here. This is the time now where if you've not bought the guy you think is underrated, that's going to have a fantasy football break. I can tell you, fantasy football and card collecting go hand in hand. A guy Hassan Haskins for the Titans. He goes out week 1 and rushes for 140 and 3 tutties.
Woo!
His cards are 4 times the price they are right now. He goes out week 2 and fumbles and has 80 yards and gets benched. Price drop. This is the time to buy.
Bryce Young redemption season? Question mark?
We'll
Who
see.
knows? It's time to buy. Before the season is always a time to buy. Anyways, we'll be back next week. True Sports Card Show. Emil Fergoso, Tim Scheffler, Nate behind the screen. Imran hopefully will be back next week.
Yes.
Until then, we will see you soon. Have a great one. Bye.